We had fishing villages, mountain trails, tropical-looking beaches, a lot of dried fish, and one cinnamon bun that apparently considered itself the best in the world. We also discovered that driving anywhere takes much longer than Google Maps suggests, mostly because every 5 minutes we wanted to film another mountain. So this was the plan. Start from the western end of the island, explore slowly and see how far could we get in 2 days. We started early and the weather was almost suspiciously good. Calm sea, clear sky, and for once no need to change the plan because of the rain. The landscape changes constantly. 1 minute you are beside the water, then between two mountains, then crossing onto another island. Half of the time I had no idea which island we were actually on. I was just following the road and trusting that Google Maps knew more than I did. Our first proper stop was the end of that road, so Lofoten. This is Lofoten, and yes, the name is just one letter. Very convenient after trying to pronounce almost every other place name in Norway. Before walking around, we stopped for breakfast. Sitting down and eating something was a very easy decision. The village is small, but there's a lot packed into it. Red wooden buildings, fishing boats, old equipment, and mountains rising behind everything. It is one of these places where even a completely normal shed somehow looks completely different and looks very good enough. And then we found fish, a lot of fish. This is stockfish, which is left outside to dry naturally in the cold air. There is a lot of stockfish on Lofoten Island. It has been part of life in the Lofoten Island for a very long time and was once one of the region's most important projects. We walked between the cabins and took far too many pictures. O was a good introduction to the island. It was quiet, tied closely to the sea, and surrounded by scenery that did not look real. Then we returned back to the car and we were ready to visit the rest of the island. We stopped again near one of the bridges because the view was too good to ignore it. This was meant to be one quick photo, then we walked onto the bridge and took the same photo from about 15 slightly different positions. You know, when you have 20 pictures and they all look identical, but you still cannot delete any of them? This was basically this stop and pretty much the entire Lofoten Islands. Then we had the worst decision of this trip, and it was to hike Reinebringen. I don't know why we keep doing this. Every time we see a trail going up the mountain, we somehow convince ourselves that it will be a relaxing walk. The route started in trees with large stone steps. At first it was pleasant, shade and easy trail, and we still had plenty of energy. Then the steps just kept going. 10 stone steps are helpful, 50 are exercise, and after a few hundred, they start to feel personal. And just to make you understand, this trekking is 2,000 steps. And I think it's 2,000 steps going up and 2,000 steps going down. So the total is 4,000 steps, and Norway hired real Sherpas to build this kind of trekking. On that day, the sun was much stronger than expected. Apparently nobody had told the weather we were above the Arctic Circle because it was more than 30 degrees. We continued but did not reach the top. We looked at the remaining steps and decided that this was enough Reinebringen for one day. The view was already beautiful and our legs had definitely understood the general idea. Going down was pretty easy, although now we could see exactly how many steps were below us. We took it slowly and made it back to the car. We continued through tunnels, across bridges, and along roads squeezed between the sea and the mountains. There is a lot of driving in this video because there was a lot of driving in real life, but it never felt boring, and this is the best thing about Norway. The landscape changed every few minutes. The name of that beach is pretty much not possible to pronounce, but I will try. It's Rambergstranda, and that place just did not look real. White sand, turquoise water, and dark mountains around it. If you only looked at the sea, you could almost believe that we arrived somewhere tropical. But then the wind hit us, and northern Norway immediately explained the situation to us. We followed the path through the grass, the beach was quiet, the sun was out, and the water was incredibly clear. Eventually, we needed to find somewhere to sleep, so we get back in the car and continue towards the campsite. We did spend quite a lot of time behind camper vans. I have removed most of that footage because I respect you. After a full day of getting out of the car and get back into it, we finally arrived at the Lofoten Beach Camp. Mountains behind us, water nearby, and enough space to pretend we had planned everything perfectly. And now we reached the most glamorous part of any road trip, laundry. Our evening activity was trying to understand the camping washing machine. Then we made some food, opened 2 bottles of Peroni, and finally sat down for the day. The next morning, the blue sky had disappeared completely. The clouds were sitting low over the mountains and everything looked a little bit more dramatic. Which honestly was probably the more authentic Lofoten experience. Our first stop was Nusfjord, one of the best known fishing villages in the Lofoten Islands. The road in was already beautiful. Small houses, red cabins beside the water, and huge rock walls surrounding the village. It looks exactly like the kind of place we wanted to walk around. But when we arrived, we discovered that it cost around 10 euros just to enter. And honestly, we decided not to go in. Maybe some people will disagree, and that is fine. But for us, tourism should also mean being able to discover cool places like that without every viewpoint or little village become an attraction that you need a ticket to get in. From there, we continued north, choosing smaller roads whenever possible. They usually led somewhere interesting, They also usually led somewhere slower, but we were not in a hurry. A lot of the best views were not at the famous stops. They were simply beside the road or somewhere between one place and the next. The weather kept changing too. 1 minute everything was grey, then a little bit of sunlight would come through and completely change the color of the mountains. Our next stop was Unstad when we saw a sign advertising the world's best cinnamon bun. Not one of the best, not the best in Norway, the best in the world. This is a serious claim, so of course we had to investigate.
We just tried the world best cinnamon bun, and then we are at Unstad Beach, and over there's a small cemetery just right in front of the sea. Yesterday evening and tomorrow morning it was raining, but now it seems that the sky is clearing.
After the cafe, we kept exploring the quieter side of the island. There were fewer buildings, fewer cars, and long sections where it was just fields, sea, and mountains. Eventually, we reached Eggum and found these old stone ruins overlooking the coast. They are connected to a German radar station from the Second World War. Today, it looks like someone started building a stone fortress around and forgot to finish it. We decided that it was time to stop for lunch. And by lunch, I mean eating whatever food we already had while sitting in the car. And I think this is the perfect road trip spirit. Later in that day, we reached Svinøya and Svolvær, and yes, we found more fish. At this point, we had already seen plenty of stockfish, but the drying rocks here were enormous. Wooden structures covered in fish, standing just right beside the road. Is it one of these traditions that looks very picturesque from a distance? From close up, the smell becomes a much bigger part of the experience. We walked around for a while and filmed the cabins from pretty much every possible angle. From Svolvær, we get back in the car and continue driving. It was already evening, but with the sun still high in the sky, it did not really feel like the day was ending. The last part of the drive was probably the best. Blue sky, quiet roads, and mountains appearing around every corner. After 2 days, we had seen fishing villages, beaches, mountain trails, cinnamon buns, goats, and far too much stockfish. Not everything went exactly as planned. We did not reach the top of Reinebringen. We refused to pay the enter to Nusfjord, and a lot of our carefully planned stops were replaced by random roads we found along the way. But that was also what made these first 2 days so good. The famous places were beautiful, but we remembered the unplanned moments too. And one important thing that I learned is that the Lofoten Islands are one of these places where the journey between the stops is often just as impressive as the stops themselves. Which is lucky because we spend a lot of time in that car.